today I'm so excited. It is time for yet another BoxyCharm unboxing and review. So in this video, we will be trying on all of the items from the July box and showing you how I got this look that I have on my face right now using all of these guys. And in addition to that, we'll also be unboxing the August box. I have been excited to open this box and actually find out what I get. So if you want to see how I got this look, what I think about the products that we got in the July box, and you want to see what I got, or even what I want to see in the August box, then keep on watching. So, the theme for the July box was road trippin', which is cute for a summer box, and I have variation numero uno, or one heart. I don't really know, but I got the first variation of the box, which I have to say I actually was quite happy with based on kind of the options and the spoilers and everything that they were leaking. I usually never get. If there's something I don't want, that is what I get every time. But this time I actually got really lucky, and I was really quite pleased with everything that I got in the box. So let's start with the first item, which is the Dr. Brandt No More Baggage Eye Depuffing Gel. Yes, so this retails for $42, and according to the info card, it says, say goodbye to puffy and say hello to youthful, rested-looking eyes with Dr. Brandt's No More Baggage Eye Depuffing Gel. Formulated with biometric technology, peptides, and botanical extracts, you are guaranteed to visibly reduce under-eye bags and dark circles. Guaranteed? Are we really guaranteed? I'm not sure about this. So basically, what you do is you take the product. It is kind of a bright orange color, and it says you to put a small amount. I put about it's a little bit smaller than a pea size amount, and it says, after your eye moisturizer, warm a tiny amount between your fingers and gently pat directly on bags and dark circles. You can use it alone or under makeup. For best results, let dry in between applications. Reapply as needed. So I never actually reapplied this at all. When I first got this, I think like the day before I unboxed the box, I had woken up and looked in the mirror and was horrified by what I saw staring back at me. My eyes just looked like a mess because I never really had, puffy under eyes at all before. And so I was like, oh, I don't know if I really need this. But the day before I unboxed it, it looked like I needed it. Kind of ever since then, I haven't really had super puffy eyes. I don't really get bags under my eyes. I do have quite dark circles. Part of it is lack of sleep, which, it has been getting slightly better. I'm trying to get a little bit more sleep. But mostly I just have hyperpigmentation around my eyes. So I'm half Somali. My father's from Somalia. And Somali people, generally, we have hyperpigmentation around our eyes. So under the eyes and also on the eyelids, the skin is a little bit darker than our actual skin tone. It's one of the traits that goes along with being Somali, and it's not really anything that I can do or lighten or get rid of. I do occasionally, sometimes I will color correct. I very much layer on the concealer, so when I'm wearing makeup, you can't really see that I have this hyperpigmentation, but having hyperpigmentation is not, it's just my skin color. It's not like I have super dark circles from lack of sleep that something like this is really going to take away. So I've been using this for the past month. I'll put it on in the mornings after I put on my moisturizer. This was kind of a little bit of a wash. not necessarily a bad product. I didn't get any use out of it. It is what it is. Anyways. So the next item in the box, which is something I was actually really excited about because I knew I would get a lot of use out of it, especially compared to the other option, which was the Tarte Ready Set Refresh spray. So this is the Crown Palette Pro Fuego eyeshadow palette. It comes in this black unicarton, and then the actual packaging is just this like kind of black like slick cardboard, which I really like. I mean, it doesn't feel particularly high end or super fancy or anything, but it is a slick material, so it's easy to clean because I have been using this over the past month. And when I get any kind of makeup, like I know things get dirty as you use them, but I just don't like how that looks, and I like to clean my makeup. So I just, I use this today, and then before I filmed, I just took a makeup wipe and wiped it off. So it does clean up really nicely. With this eyeshadow palette, you get a collection of 10 beautiful eyeshadows. I feel like Vanna White. Ding-a-ding. So you get 10 eyeshadows in this palette. You get 4 shimmer shades and 6 mattes. This white one is technically a matte, although it is very much a shimmery matte. Can you see? Will it focus? So it's a shimmery matte, but it is technically more of it's not really one of the super emollient shimmers like these others, especially, these other shimmer shades are very emollient as opposed to the other white one. But anyways, I think it's fine. So I was able to get a lot of use out of this. I personally really enjoy warm tone eyeshadow palettes. I like using warm tone eyeshadow looks, so I was happy with this, especially compared to the other option. I never had used any Crown makeup before. I think I got some Crown brushes in an earlier BoxyCharm, like a couple months ago maybe, but I actually never used those. Before I started filming these little videos, there were a lot of products on my BoxyCharms that kind of went unused from month to month, so that's another reason I like doing these. I actually use things and get my money's worth out of them. So how I did this eyeshadow look today, I started with this second kind of light brown color. On a fairly fluffy but slightly pointed brush, I used my Morphe Y15 and took that into the crease just to start building up some color as my, you guessed it, transition shade. Next, I kind of went into the shade directly below the first brown. It's the darker brown shade in the second row. Another warm tone brown. And so I also used the same brush, the Y15, and kind of built up some of the color in the crease to, just darken up some of the brown. Next, I went into this very bright red shade. It is the second in from the right on the top row. And took that on a slightly more pointed brush. I used the Morphe M513 and kind of used that to warm up some of the color into my crease, taking it slightly over the brow bone, just because I have hooded eyes to some degree, and so in order to get some of that color and the warmth throughout the eye look, I took that. But it didn't really show up too much in the look. It just kind of added a little extra warmth, I would say. Next, I took these 2 dark matte shades on the bottom row, the kind of more red burgundy color and then also the dark brown, and I took those on. I actually used a combination of 2 brushes. I used my Morphe M433 as well as my Morphe R37. I started with the M433 and started building up the color in the outer V, just darkening up the crease to add a little dimension and definition to the outside of my eye. And then to finesse things a little bit, I would go in with the R37, which is one of my favorite tapered brushes for blending eyeshadow. So after I built up color and I had kind of a base down with the matte shades that I thought was really good, I went in I used 3 out of the 4 shimmer shades. I did use a look completely just using the 4th matte, which was really pretty. I did that maybe a couple days ago and I really enjoyed it. But I went in first with this extremely bright red shade. It's the last eyeshadow on the right in the top row. It's such a beautiful color. This is one of the colors I was most excited about in this palette. It's a beautiful red, kind of slightly terracotta-y with maybe a little bit of a copper sheen to it, because it is one of the metallic colors, but it's very bright, very pigmented, and it blends really well on the eyes. So I did use a little glitter glue, but then went in with this and then kind of topped it, and especially focusing it on the middle to kind of do a little bit of a spotlight effect. I went in with the shade in the very middle on the top row, which is kind of more of a pink color that has very much a golden kind of shift to it. I wouldn't say it's completely duochrome, but it has very much of a golden undertone or golden reflection. So I put that right in the middle to kind of, give it that a little bit of a gold spotlight. And then I finally went in with the bottom shade. I wish these eyeshadows had names. It would make it so much easier, but none of them have names. So it's kind of hard to describe which ones I was using, but I went in with the last shade in the bottom row on the far right, which is this dark brown metallic color. And I really, really like this color a lot. I used that just in the outer V, kind of went over everything that I had done with those two dark matte shades. Because I will say, and this is maybe my biggest complaint with this palette, is I felt like the matte colors tended to slightly muddy together as you use them. And I also felt like you had to really build up the color a lot to get the kind of color payoff and pigmentation that I would really like. That's for the matte shades. I think the shimmer shades in this palette really stand out fantastic. I don't have anything bad to say about the formula, but with the mattes, especially these two darkest shades, a number of times when I would use them, I just felt like the color, it wasn't quite there in that outer crease like I wanted it to be, and I had to just really work to build up the color. So I kind of cheat the system and, cut down on some of the time by then going in with this dark brown shimmery shade, tapping that in, and then just, again, taking a pointed brush like the R37 and, just buffing out the edges a little bit. Finally, to finish off the look, I took the very first highlight shade, used that on my inner corner and on the brow bone, which I think is a really beautiful color. So I like this one. I think it's a great brow bone highlight. For inner corner, it just wasn't quite giving me enough oomph like I would want. So later when I was doing my highlighter, I went back and actually put a little bit of the Fenty Trophy Wife just right in my inner corner, which I think tied in well with the kind of gold undertones that I saw in this middle shimmery shade that I use as like the spotlight for my eye. And so it has this beautiful, very rich toned red, brown, gold moment going on in my eye. Does that make sense? A rich brown gold tone moment? Okay, that's a little bit ridiculous. You're really reaching to describe things when you start putting together sentences like that. So overall, I was very pleased with this palette. Like I said, just in general, some of the colors I wish had a little bit more pigment. The matte shades had a little bit more pigmentation and a little, I would say, easier blendability, and just that they would stay distinct, because while I have, a lot of the shadows on my eyes, I just felt like as I was working with them, they all kind of muddied together to become just a little bit of a mushy color, which is pretty. It looks nice, but you're not gonna be able to do really detailed work. To try that out, so today I used all of the matte shades, but in other days I have tried just using a few of the shades. Like I would go in with just this brown shade and then just the redder shade. That worked out well. A lot more definition in the colors when you just use a few as opposed to using all. But I like using all my shades. I think they each have a purpose in the palette. So if you're not going to be able to use them all together, why put them all in the palette together? And like it's not just these two dark shades that muddy together, it's when you start incorporating any of these other matte shades, the more you layer, the more everything just starts to look sort of like a reddish brown. Anyways, overall, a very solid palette. So a couple of dupes that I found in my collection, because like I said, I am very much drawn to these warm tone eyeshadow palettes. So this is the Tartelette Toasted palette. As you can see, it also has lots of these warm tone shades. A lot of them are very, very similar, like this dark brown. This one called Cozy is similar, and this warmth shade is very, very similar. It's a beautiful palette. I love it. Flame is also a very similar to that beautiful red shade that I love so much in the Fuego palette, the red metallic. It's very, very similar to that. But this one also has a lot more browns, and I think you can create a lot of looks from this palette. So this is the Tartelette Toasted palette. And then you also have, this is the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. So with this guy, you have, again, lots of these same shades. I actually did side-by-side swatches with this, which I can film and insert a clip of those. You can get everything that is in the Crown palette in here plus extra shades, because this one has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 eyeshadows, so it only has 2 more shades. And you can do everything that's in the Crown palette plus a little bit more. I think this color, Chester, that's something that's not in the Crown palette, and I think it's really nice. It's a lighter brown color, which so something I felt like was a little bit missing was to use it and start with a transition shade. That first kind of brown color was a little bit dark. So I think Chester was Chaser. Why can't, oh my gosh. Wow, I didn't read. Chaser. That one was different. And I think there are, what's the other one that's really different? An extra like shimmer shade in here that you don't get in the Fuego palette. But overall, everything about this palette you can do and get from the Fuego palette, so the Fuego palette is a lot less expensive. It's $30 as opposed to this Urban Decay Naked palette, which they retail for $54. But I just in general feel like the quality of the shadows in this Naked palette is just so much better for $24 more. I would tend to opt for a Naked palette that you know is going to perform really, really well. I haven't had the same kind of difficulty with blending with these shades as I did with the Fuego palette. Also didn't have the same issue of things kind of getting all muddied up in the crease and just sort of looking like all of a similar tone. So I would opt for, maybe if you're looking at picking one of these up individually, maybe getting the Naked palette. Again, the Tarte palette, the Tartelette Toasted, don't have the same problems with blendability. I know some people don't love these Tartelette palettes, but I have been very happy with all of them that I've gotten. Again, I would pick the Naked Heat over the Toasted, and I would pick both of these over the Crown palette if I had a pick. I would splurge for both of these as opposed to this guy, but for the BoxyCharm, I'm happy to have this. It is very lightweight. So I might, travel with this guy, and I think I will actually get a lot of use out of it. So that's what I have to say about that. The next item that was in the box was the Wander Beauty Unlashed Volume and Curl Mascara. And they say it is an award-winning black and intensely glossy mascara will bring your lashes to new heights, literally. The Unlashed Mascara volumizes, lengthens, strengthens, and conditions your lashes while using a combination of gentle ingredients. So Wander Beauty was a brand that I was really excited to try. I am very happy with this mascara, and so I'm glad that this was like the first product that I got to try from Wander Beauty, because I was so happy with this. The only drawback to this mascara that I have to say is that I really enjoy super thick, almost on the verge of being clumpy eyelashes, if that makes sense. Like that's just personally the look that I like. I call them my that girl lashes, but it's, you know, the very thick 1960s Marlo Thomas Twiggy eyelashes, which I know they wore fake lashes, but I just, no one has, and if I got time for that every day. I don't wear false lashes every day, but I want that look from my mascara. And I felt like I was able to get that using this mascara, but it just takes a very, very, very long time to build up the length and the volume that I want from it. But in general, I haven't had issues with it transferring, which is oftentimes the biggest problem that I have with mascaras, is that my lashes are naturally, I know, first world problems. My lashes are naturally so long, and I have a slightly heavy brow, so that when my eyes are open, my eyelashes literally hit because this is my brow bone, like right here. But I think this brow bone does get slightly oily, and throughout the day, especially if it's hot or it's a long day, I will notice my mascara transferring up here on my brow bone, and I hate it. I hate that. I've told, you know, everyone that is close to me or friends, I'm like, if you see like smudgy stuff above my eyes, just please tell me and I'll fix it. And I kind of feel myself going throughout my day constantly just going like this, just to like, in case there's anything there, like trying to clean it off or like, you know, smudge it out. And this mascara does not do that, which I love. So I'm really happy with the formula. I think it does have a lot of lengthening properties, which is good. The volume has to be built up, but it is there. And the fact that it conditions my lashes as I wear it, it makes me really happy. I also like the brush. It's slightly curved, it's long, it's a full brush. I like fluffier brushes, and then the fact that this one is curved, I think makes application and getting, you know, right up there at the base of the lashes really easy. So I'm enjoying this, and I'm very happy with this new mascara that I have. Okay, the next item is the Note Cosmetics Luminous Silk Compact Blusher. So I got the color 05 Desert Rose, which I feel like is the color everybody got. And this retails, as I get out of the box, for $11.99. What do they say about this guy? They said this is designed to work for all skin types. This luminous, paraben-free blush adds natural color to your cheeks while preventing dryness with its argan oil-infused formula. The built-in brush and mirror make this little compact a 3-in-1 treat, perfect with a charmer on the go. So I am really happy about that, because I was looking for another blush to kind of throw in my like makeup bag that I have in my purse, just, you know, for touch-ups and things throughout the day. And so when you open it up, here's the blush. It's a color that I normally would not go for. Okay, I'm back. I always have trouble filming these videos. I don't know. Oh, I look so pale. Why do I look so pale? Okay, I always have trouble filming these BoxyCharm videos. I don't know why. It shouldn't be that difficult, but I have more trouble with these videos than with any others. So, as I was saying, Note Cosmetics, blush, pretty color. Not one that I would normally go for or pick, but I think it's nice. I'm quite pleased with it. It covers well. It lasts a good long time. I think the wear on the blush is nice. The only drawback I would say, which I don't even know if it's so much of a drawback, but it is a very powdery formula. So like you put your brush in and it kind of like fluffs. It fluffs off everywhere, but it's not really such a problem. Why not? More is more. More is always better. I don't know about more is always better. New is always better. More is awesome. So I'm happy with that blush. It was a good deal. And I think I probably will put it in my makeup to go. I never used the brush. I forgot. It's such a cute little tiny brush. Ooh, oh, that was not a good plan. Ooh, what did I do? Here, case in point, more is not always better. Okay, enough of that. Okay, moving on. So the last thing that came in the July box, so this is the Cella Beauty Eyebrow Cream. It retails for $26. According to the information, it says, add some wow to your brows. This innovative eyebrow cream effortlessly defines and shapes your eyebrows, which is with its creamy consistency and built-in brush. The velvet-like formula makes blending easy, then sets, giving you perfect brows that will last all day and all night. Sounds great, doesn't it? So, this is a really cool product just because I like that it is kind of all in one. It's pretty cool. So you pull off one side and you get a brush, a flat angled brush that comes in one side, and then you unscrew the other, and that's where the other, like the actual product is. It's just in this little tiny thing. I don't know how much you get. Like, is it all the way filled? Although you probably don't use that much each, like, actual application. So it is a really interesting product. I think it works well. I don't particularly care for super heavy, sculpted, defined brows. I like them a little bit more natural. Let's look at this one. This brow looks really good. This brow I messed up. So I usually don't go for like a super heavy brow, but I was trying to like even out my brows, even though I know brows are not twins, they're sisters. But I don't have sister brows. I have like half cousin brows. They're so bad. I just need to get my brows like actually done by a real professional. So they're not the same shape at all, and I kind of went way too crazy on this one, and like now the head of the brow is like missing. Can you see that? Can you see how like it's missing? So it was kind of nice to have this product to kind of fill them in a little bit more. Yes. Before I start, I will take the color and dip into the product, and then I will wipe off a little bit of the extra on the back of my hand. And then when I go in starting at the middle of the brow and into the arch. That way the majority of the product gets distributed in the middle of the brow. And then I will go in and fill in kind of the head of the brow, so it gets a little bit more of that good kind of fade going. And yeah, I've actually been quite happy with my brows recently, which is sort of surprising. Yes. Okay. So that is that. And yes, that's the last product in the box. So the total value for the July box was $133.98. So the items that I personally thought were the most worth it for me were the Crown Fuego eyeshadow palette, which was $29.99, the Wander Beauty Unlashed Mascara for $24, the Note Luminous Silk Blush for $11.99, and the Cella Beauty Eyeshadow Cream, which was $26. So when you add up all of the four products that I thought were the most worth it for me and really made this box stand out, the total value was $91.98. So considering I pay $19.50 for this box, this is a really good deal. Okay. Again, disclaimer, I don't get BoxyCharm sent to me. I pay for it I'm on the 3-month subscription plan, and it gets renewed, so I pay around $19.50 per month for the box. So for everything that I thought was worth it in the box to be worth almost $92, and I only paid $19, it definitely was a good deal for me. Yay! Okay, so now, before I forget, I don't know what I was doing. I'm just like excited and was like, yay, everything's great. Now it's time to unbox the August box, which I threw on the floor. Oh, jeez. Okay, here we go. So the August box, I don't know, maybe we'll just have like a little chit chat about it. Because I was initially really excited about this box, but then stuff happened and I'm not really so excited anymore. So this box was hand curated by Laura Lee She is another beauty YouTuber on YouTube. And so she hand curated and picked all the things that are in this box. And recently, some racist tweets from her past were exposed. I guess these tweets came out about 6 years ago. She made a very off-color joke about, African Americans and police brutality. And it was not, if you haven't seen the tweet, I'll put it here. It was a very off-color tweet. She did release an apology about her statement. She said, she's learning and trying to grow and become a better person, and she apologized to everyone who she hurt through her words, which I thought was very admirable. But basically, I felt like she dampened the impact of that statement when she brought it back and she said she was from a small town in Alabama and just wasn't really aware of the power of her words, which I don't know how you could not really be aware. And especially because she's lived in Los Angeles, I don't know how long, but she has her own brand. She has her own makeup company, which we know that there is a product from her makeup company in this box. And I have purchased things from her company in the past. I ordered 2 of her palettes. I ordered the Cat's Pajama and I ordered the Nudie Patootie palette. So I have purchased from her in the past, but her brand is literally called Laura Lee Los Angeles. And especially someone who lives in Los Angeles and is, promoting the fact that they live in Los Angeles, the history of police brutality in Los Angeles is well documented. I could give her many a book that she could read if she wants to further educate herself about the history of this. And so making jokes about police brutality and, implied racism is never funny. It's never funny. It's not funny now. It wasn't funny 6 years ago, and it will never be funny. And so I feel like in the light of all that, the excitement of this box is somewhat dampened for me personally. I mean, if other people are really excited about the products, that's fine and that's great. But I personally have been I don't know. It's a little bit dampened, especially because I know that I'm getting a product from her brand, which initially I was like, oh yeah, that's exciting. I didn't actually buy the palette when it launched. So I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't buy it because now I'm getting it in the box. So that being said, I think it was something that was important to address. Let's get into the unboxing. Hi, Editing Ifton here. So since the time that I originally filmed this video, a lot has actually gone down with Laura Lee and with BoxyCharm. The CEO of BoxyCharm, his name is Yosef, he actually came out and made a public statement on behalf of the company saying that BoxyCharm does not support Laura Lee and her, racist tweets. He will no longer support any kind of negativity or racism for his company at all.
Charmers, this video is more of a statement, a company statement and a personal statement. It's in regard to the Laura Lee video that was tweet that was done in 2012. And I wanted to be very clear for anyone that has any doubt. Absolutely, we do not support that. We do not understand how someone can tweet something like this. This is a very disturbing tweet, and we are against anything like that. I wanted to also say something about the way we work, so you guys can get some more information and understand. We work with a lot of partners in the bloggers community and brands, and we love them all. And we're trying to basically connect you with influencers, with brands. We're doing our best. There's some due diligence we do, and but we can't catch everything out there that was said. Something one day in the past, a tweet that was made, or so on. So please understand, we're really against that, and this is not us. Would never be us. And in the future, if we ever work with a company, a person, or someone that has said something like this, before you even expect a statement, which we probably will release, I am telling you now, we do not support that.
I thought Yosef made a really great statement because he said, it doesn't cost anything to be nice, but how much will it cost you if you weren't? Which I thought was very admirable and actually made me feel a little bit better about BoxyCharm as a company and continuing to receive their boxes. Also, since filming, a lot has happened with Laura Lee. She released a apology video in which she claims she retweeted these statements when in fact she actually just replied, and so it means she tweeted them herself.
I feel so just disappointed that I don't even like to look at myself, because like I can't even believe that I would retweet ugly things and be, you know, things that would hurt people. Like, I can't believe I didn't see the pain behind that kind of tweet and that kind of behavior. I did, and I'm so sorry. There's no excuse. There's nothing I can say that's an excuse. I'm just sorry. I did that 6 years ago.
A lot of people thought that that was really fake, a fake apology, and they didn't believe her. And she has lost, I believe at this point, more than 500,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. And Ulta has also decided that they will not be carrying the Laura Lee Los Angeles brand in any of their stores. So a lot has happened. I think there's probably more that will come to light just with all of the unrest that's happening within the beauty community. But I thought it was important that we have all of the facts and information. All right, back to the previously scheduled program. So the theme for August is Boxy Party, which it's cute. It's a cute theme. It's a cute. Here's the card that comes in it. It's Boxy Party. So let's see. Oh. I love how I open it and I'm immediately like, oh. So the first thing that immediately catches my eye. This is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I really wanted the mini size of the Becca Poreless Matte primer because this is my favorite mattifying primer. I have one of these. I feel like I got this in another BoxyCharm or somewhere, and I have this exact same size. And I'm too oily for this, and I don't really think it does much of anything, and it doesn't help my makeup last any longer if it's supposed to be a primer. Yeah. I have this exact same product. I feel like I got it from another BoxyCharm. So I'm going to put this back in the box. I will use the one I have, and I will give this one away. Because I don't want and or need it. Let's look at the card. This retails for, oh, they don't have pictures. That's like makes it more difficult to find. So the Becca... Well, they don't really have a price. Assorted primers, $15 to $18. I'll have to look up the price for this one specifically. Okay, so the next thing that we see in here, so this is the Laura Lee Los Angeles. This is the Party Animal Palette. So this retails for $19. She came out with two. This is really nice packaging. I have to say, Laura Lee has stepped up her game when it comes to the packaging and the presentation of her products. The first Cat's Pajama palette just looked kind of like a hot mess. But this looks really professional and really pretty. It's kind of an iridescent purple color. And then it has it's a 6-shade eyeshadow palette, and they're all like these really bright neon. I can't get the plastic off. Why can't I? Oh, there we go. They're all these really bright neon colors, which I don't know how I feel about that. But I don't play with color, and that's something that I've been feeling like I wanted to do. So I'm very excited to give this a try. And again, this was $19 for this guy. All right. So also in here, we have got, this is the NCLA So Rich Lollipop. What? It literally says So Rich Lollipop. Lollipop. What is it? Glam yourself, head to cuticles. Oh, before a night out with this vitamin E infused cuticle oil. Okay, so this is a cuticle oil. This is $18. I've never heard of this brand, NCLA. This is the Lollipop cuticle oil. I wonder if it smells like candy. I've never used a cuticle oil. Oh, it does. It smells really sweet. But a little bit spicy. It smells like a vanilla. Okay, so this is a cuticle oil. I've never used a cuticle oil before, so I am excited to give that a try. All right, the next thing we have in here, this is the Bang Beauty Chocolate Eyeliner. Oh, it's an eyeliner. This retails for $22. Oh, it's like a gel eyeliner, but it's oh, that's a pretty color. You see that? That's a really nice dark brown eyeliner. Okay. And it is $22. I've never heard of this Bang Beauty brand before. I will have to look into them a little bit more. That would be interesting. Okay, and then, oh, I'm excited. This is Wander Beauty Baggage Claim Gold Eye Masks. So these are $13. So I wonder if it's $13 for 3 or $13 each. I'll also have to research that because I don't know. These say after a night of partying, who doesn't love a good eye mask? These gold foil under eye masks brighten, hydrate, and reduce the appearance of dark circles. The hyaluronic acid diminishes the appearance of wrinkles. We all need that. Well, maybe not all. I need that. I have lots of wrinkles under my eyes. While aloe leaf extracts and lavender oil cool and soothe your under eye area. Okay, I'm excited. I need something to help with these wrinkles, and I often will get really, really dry skin under my eyes. So we got some eye masks maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and I was really, really happy with them. So I'm excited to try those. Okay, so now the last thing that we have, this is the Smashbox Be Legendary Liquid Pigment. This one again ranges from $21 to $24. I'll have to look up the exact price. I got the color Bad Bee. Oh my gosh, I cannot get this out. Okay, yeah, so this is just a liquid. Oh, this is cute. I've never had a Smashbox liquid lipstick before. This is a pretty color. I'm into this. I'm into this color a lot. Oh, that's a really interesting applicator too. Let's see if I can swatcheroo. Oh yeah. Ah, that's pretty. I like that. And the applicator is a really different shape. I don't know if you can see that at all. It's kind of like pointed with a little like divot on one side, which I think is really interesting. So I've never used this formula before, but I am looking forward to giving it a try. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about getting BoxyCharms is just trying out these new products all the time and kind of seeing what's out there. So I'm happy about everything that I got in this box. Well, okay, that's a lie. I'm not happy about the Becca primer. But that's okay. You know, you can't win them all. That's kind of the thing about these subscription boxes. Like, do you like getting subscription boxes where you kind of don't get a lot of choice as to what you get, and then it's kind of like you get what you get and you don't throw a fit and you just see what happens? Do you like that? I mean, in one hand, it's kind of exciting to be like, oh, what did I get? What did I get? But on the other hand, it's like I'm sort of over all of the choices. It seems like recently there's been, you either get this or you get that, or it's like you get the Becca primer, or you get Becca primer, but you get a choice of 3 Becca primers, or you get some mascara, or you get some eyelashes. Oh, look, you get all these lip products, but you can get like this one or this one. Actually, that doesn't bother me. Having all the different lip products to like, you know, be variety, that doesn't bother me as much as things that are just like vastly different. So it's like, especially with this month, they had the Becca primer. They had 3 different primers that you could possibly get, but that was like one option, and then there was also like a Tarte mascara and some House of Lashes lashes, and it's just like these 3 things are so vastly different that getting, I don't know, it just seems like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It just seems like almost, I don't want to say a ripoff because I'm sure you're still getting your money's worth, but it just, I don't know, it takes away a lot of, like, I like the possibilities. Like, you'll get one of these kinds of lip colors. No, what color will I get? What style or what like formula will I get? That's the exciting kind of like option that I enjoy. When you get like, oh, you can get this primer or you can get eyelashes. That just seems like so random, and I wonder, it makes me, and probably it's just because like I can't turn off my analytical side. I wonder how that works like business-wise, and like what kind of deals they're getting, and what quantity or like volume of product they're able to get with their budget to make it, you know, actually like feasible for them as a company to still turn a profit. That's beside the point. Anyways, all of that is to wrap up and say, like, do you think about these things? Oh, I got variation number 3, by the way, is what I got. Yes. I do, besides the fact that it was Laura Lee and her whole scandal did just hit the mainstream this month, which is ironic. I like the fact that it was a curated box. I think that's a really interesting idea, and I think that's really cool, and I do hope that they do some more curated boxes in the future. Just maybe with not such quite controversial people. So that being said, I will see you all later. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to come back and see some more